All right, what's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I am so glad to have you. But if you are a fellow gold digger, welcome back. Y'all know I love and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and jump into it. This is Side Hustle Saturday, where I pretty much come and share with you about a particular side hustle. If you have been following my channel for any number of months or time or anything like that, y'all know I have tried quite a few side hustles. And my main side hustle where I make most of my side hustle income from is from doing the notary business. I did used to do mystery shopping, don't really do a whole lot of mystery shopping anymore. And I shared with you a few weeks ago that I was looking for a new side hustle that did not require a lot of my time, attention, or skill set or anything like that. And today I'm glad to say that I will be sharing with you exactly what that particular side hustle is. Okay. But before we get into that, guess what, y'all? It's time for me to do the little side hustle song. So here we go. It's Side Hustle Saturday, Side Hustle Saturday. Ooh, it's Saturday. Ooh, it's Saturday. It's Side Hustle Saturday. All right, so that kicked us off. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I was saying, I won't say I need another side hustle, but I wanted another side hustle that did not involve me having to do a whole lot of work or spend a whole lot of my time. And after I shot that particular video where I was asking y'all, like, what are the recommendations? What do y'all think I can do to be able to do a new side hustle? It came to me like, girl, you have some side hustles that you need to do. Y'all, I promise you. Okay, so here's the thing. Before I tell you what the new side hustle is, I have looked into so many different things. I have purchased different stuff for different side hustles that I was going to start, never did start, that kind of thing. Y'all, I have spent a lot of money just trying out stuff, or not even trying out stuff, just being interested in stuff and getting stuff and not going forward with it. Now, I will say I have not wasted my money because some things I have circled back around to, just like this particular one I'm about to circle back around to. Also, majority of the stuff that I get into, side hustles or whatever, really does not cost me a whole lot of money. That was the other thing I was looking for, something that is low cost, does not have a big startup cost. And any cost that might be associated with any of the side hustles that I've gotten into, I have used my side hustle money to do that. So I think I've shared with y'all, like, because it's my side hustle, I do have separate accounts that I keep the money in. So all my side hustle money pretty much goes into one account that I have. And if I'm interested in a new side hustle, that's the money I use. I do not touch any of my regular money, any of my bill money, any of that. Everything is funded through a particular side hustle. Like for me to start my notary business, that was funded because of the fact that I was doing mystery shopping. So the money I had accumulated from mystery shopping helped me to be able to purchase the stuff that I needed for my side hustle. So I have not usually, I haven't gone into debt or spent any money for any of majority of my side hustles or anything like that. And most of them, like I said, are low cost to start off with. There was only one where I did go into my savings with and get that. And I'm sad to say that I have not done anything with that. And I'm thinking about selling the stuff that I purchased because it was a pretty penny and there is still a good market for it. So I could probably get rid of it and get my money back, or most of my money back. But let's see. All right, let's see who's on. Leslie, what's up, girl? She says, "Hey, girl. Hey, Big Daddy still rocks." I keep calling you that. I know it's just still rocks 33. Good to see you as well. Thank y'all for joining me on Side Hustle Saturday. So I wanted to let y'all know like how I funded it, because I don't want y'all to think, or I don't want y'all to go into debt or spending money unnecessarily for various side hustles like mystery shopping. I know since I do a lot of things, or I have a lot of videos on the channel about mystery shopping, people always ask me how to get into that. You should not have to pay money to get started with mystery shopping. So I made money from mystery shopping, and that helped fund other stuff. Now, like I said, most of the side hustles, excuse me, that I have gotten into are low cost, like a few less than the one I'm about to tell you about has actually been the most expensive one, aside from the one I told you about that I'm like, I still got the equipment and I need to sell it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Excuse me, y'all. Hey, Janine, I see that you jumped on. Thank you for joining. Y'all, I'm sorry. I jumped on. I don't even have any water. I might have to go run and get my water. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna run and get my water since I'm coughing and I have like a tickle in my throat, and then we're gonna get into the side hustle. I promise. I'll be right back. All right. Thanks, guys, for being patient with me. I am back. Thank y'all for always rocking with me and showing your support. It does not go unnoticed. I really do love and appreciate each and every one of you, and appreciate all the support that y'all give me, especially when I come on these lives. All right. Thank y'all so much. All right, so let's get into it. This new side hustle that I have, y'all. Guess what? Guess what I've had? And I've had this thing for over, I probably got it in 2021 because I started looking into it during the pandemic and everything. So y'all, I have a vending machine. So I have a vending machine in my office, but I have not done anything with it. Now, I've also have one of those little bubblegum machines that is in my garage that I never put together, that I'm also going to start using. So here's how I got into the vending thing or whatever. I remember listening to a podcast where someone was talking about getting into, like, they had vending machines and how they made, several $100s a month by just keeping the vending machine stocked up. So like I said, that was probably like in 2020 when I had heard that podcast, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I looked into it. I looked into getting a new vending machine, and the cost of that. I didn't take anybody's course or anything like that, because there are some courses offered out there. Because I'm like, I don't know what they would teach me. I understand you do need to locate. You need a location before you should buy a machine. Like, that was the running theme that most people were saying. And I was like, I got a location. I can just put it in my business or whatever. So that wasn't a big deal for me. But deciding on what type of machine I wanted. And I even looked into getting it from overseas, like Alibaba, and the cost of that and everything. And ultimately what I did is I found my vending machine on Facebook Marketplace. So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace on a regular basis at that time, looking for like vending machines. And I stumbled across one, and it just happened to be in my hometown. It's a used machine. And I want to say I paid like $700 for it. So it's still under $1,000, but it's still, you're gonna have to come up off of a little bit of money. But compared to like a new machine and stuff like that, it was a lot less expensive for me to get this used machine or whatever. So it was in my hometown, which is actually currently about 2 hours away from where I live. My girl, Shanice, I was like, girl, they got this machine. I need you to go by there, look at it and stuff like that, because she still lives close. She's a lot closer to me, to my hometown, than I am. And she goes there regularly. So I was like, girl, I need you to look at this machine, talk to the guy, make sure that they're legit. Cause it's Facebook Marketplace, y'all. I ain't never bought nothing off of Facebook Marketplace, and sending that amount of money. People be trying to scam you, rob you of your money once you get there, all that kind of stuff. So she went and did the due diligence for me. She checked it out, said the guy was like, the guy is really nice. He has several different locations where he has a bunch of different locations where he has machines, and he has connections with like people who are getting rid of machines, or like the auctions that sell off the machines and that kind of stuff. So when I met up with him, he was very, very helpful and everything like that, showing me how the machine works. I don't, because I never used it. I don't even remember how it works. There's a video or something I have of it where he was explaining to me. So I gotta find that video, look at that and everything, and figure out how to work this daggone machine. But that's how I found it. Now, mind you, like I said, it was in my hometown. So this is over 2 hours away. If you're getting into the vending machine business, please be mindful. These machines are heavy as heck, okay? Try not to cuss or anything like that. These suckers is heavy, all right? So I'm like, well, how am I going to get this machine to my location? And that was another reason, like when I said I was looking into the machines, getting them from overseas and stuff like that. You could get a good deal on the machine, but the shipping, because of the freight and the weight of the machine, your freight or your shipping cost is going to be kind of expensive or whatever. Well, I ain't gonna say kind of expensive. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna cause the price to go up. So I was like, let me just see what I can find stateside. And like I said, with me, when I was looking into purchasing it overseas, I never really bought anything from Alibaba, or if I did, it's like little small stuff, nothing like this big where I was trying to get it from overseas or anything like that. So I did it locally. So thankfully, let's see. I just saw Leslie's comment. I looked into that too, but didn't really try to do anything just because I couldn't figure it out. It's not a whole, well, Leslie, I ain't even got started with it because the machine has been sitting in my office for like 2 years now. It's not a whole lot necessarily to get started with it. Like if you have a location and it's a good location, then you can put a machine up there. It's more so transporting it because this is a heavy machine. And I went with the machine I have is a snack machine because I hear that and you can see like the weight and stuff like that. The soda machines and stuff like that, they're even heavier than like the regular snack machine and stuff like that. And they do have some slim designs and stuff like that you can get as well that I think are not as heavy, but it wasn't like a big difference. And mind you, I'm trying to remember stuff from things that happened like 2 years ago. Like the difference in the poundage was like maybe, like a couple of hundred or something like that between like the slim and the big. And when you're talking about 700, 800 pounds, like a couple hundred, it's not really making, it's still heavy. It's still heavy for you to be transporting it and everything like that. So I still had to figure out how to get the machine to my location. But since it was in my hometown, I called my daddy. So shout out to my daddy, who he does like, he's an electrician. So he has like a trailer and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, Daddy, I need you, I need you to meet me with this guy to pick up this machine. Y'all tell me why, y'all. This is how ambitious I am. And once I have my mind set on something and I get hyped about it, it's like nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can get in my way. Now tell me why I thought, because at the time, Shanice had an SUV and she was like, girl, I might be able to fit it in my SUV. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that or whatever. But we were like trying to figure out a way to get this vending machine, into y'all. I don't know what we were thinking. I was like, so that was actually how I found out how much it weighed, because I was like, well, let me find out how much it would weigh and that kind of stuff and everything. And the guy, and I think when Shanice had went to the guy was like, ain't no way you gonna get this in no SUV. Like, girl, you tripping. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I gotta call my daddy. So he came and picked up the machine since it was close to them. Mind you, my daddy is older, okay? So he was like, he would need help to transport it. So the machine sat on his trailer for a few days to maybe a week. And I was like, Daddy, don't mess up my machine or whatever, because the machine is outside in the elements and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm going to put a tarp over it and all that kind of stuff. So the machine sat outside. And I was like, yeah, because I don't want my machine. Like, I don't spend this money on this machine. I don't want nothing to happen to it. And I forgot, I almost didn't get it because when Shanice had went up there, she was like, he had said that he had sold it or whatever already. So I I had technically missed out, but the person who was originally supposed to buy it never came by and picked it up. And so because of that, he reached back out and was like, hey, it's still here. If you want to get it, you need to get it by this date. So that's why we were trying to hustle and trying to figure out ways to get this machine or whatever. Because the guy was like, if you don't pick it up or whatever, he was gonna like move on to like the next buyer who reached out to him. Or to the next customer who had reached out to them. So that's why we were like, it was like a hustle to hurry up and get the machine and everything. So anyway, the machine sat and then for like a week. And then finally, my dad brought it to my office so that it could get set up. And y'all, and that's where it has sat ever since then. And I'm going to tell you why it sat there that long. Okay, so like I said, once I have my mind on something or I'm thinking about something, I really want to do it. It's like nothing can stop me until reality starts setting in. So I'm all hyped up, amped about the machine. Now, originally too, I was like, I'm going to get this machine for my kids. And I was like, they can run it, they can stock it, that kind of thing. Because at the time, my daughter was already selling candy and stuff like that. So I was like, this would be perfect because she's already selling candy at school. And she like the little candy girl and all this kind of stuff. I was like, I'll let them collect all the profits and stuff like that. So that was also why I was like, it wasn't a big deal for me. It was supposed to be my kids' little side hustle and everything. So we get the machine to the office. I start looking at like the number of slots there are. Y'all, it's a lot of slots in the vending machine. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking. So then I start calculating how much it's going to cost me to stock this machine and everything. And at the time, like I said, my daughter was selling candy. And she was telling me that the candy prices had went up and everything. And like she even had to go up on her prices when she was selling them at school just because the cost of candy went up. So because of that, I put it off. I was like, because it's like over 700. I want to say it was close to like 800 slots or whatever that I would have to fill with stuff. And like with her buying the candy regularly on a regular basis, I'm just calculating how much it's going to cost. And I'm like, the candy costs more than a daggone machine or whatever. But so I never did stock the machine or anything like that, but now I'm about to stock the machine. Let me see, because I did a little story time and I'm not looking at the comments. And Leslie is saying, I thought about trying to put one in my apartment complex, but these little hooligans be breaking into things out here. Yeah, you want to make sure you put it in a safe location or somewhere where you can actually be able, well, if it's at your apartment, you might be able to better monitor it and stuff like that to make sure that nobody vandalizes it or tampers with it. But yeah, I got the machine, realized how much it would cost for me just to stock it. So I just left it alone. Also around that time, one of my patients that I was speaking to, she was also talking about getting into the vending machine business as well. And I don't know, her appointment happened to be around that same time or whatever. And we were talking, I was like, yeah, I got my machine. And the guy had also reached out to me like maybe a few weeks later. And he was like, are you interested in getting another machine? Because I have some other machines that are available. So I had reached out to her, and he even had like a gumball machine and stuff like that. And I reached out to her because she was more interested in getting a gumball machine versus a vending machine. So I had given the person I originally bought the vending machine from her information. I said, I'm not interested at this time since I had just got my machine, and I was like already like counting the cost of how much it would be to run it. But I was like, the little gumball machine isn't too bad. And because my patient had been talking to me about the gumball machine, I was like, maybe I'll look into it and get it. So I passed on getting the gumball machine from the original person I got it from, started looking on Amazon, seeing the gumball machines. Those are relatively very, I won't say inexpensive. It depends on what your level of what you call expensive or inexpensive. But I want to say they were like maybe $200 or so, or less than $200 for the actual gumball machine. So I was like, and I forget, and I think I went on Amazon too, because the price he was selling it for was higher. than what I wanted to pay. Now his gumball machine was like the one like with the big bubble and then the thing goes all around and all that kind of stuff. It was a really, really nice gumball machine or whatever. The one I got is just like the standard square black gumball machine. And I want to say it has 3 parts to it. This is how bad it is. Because I ordered the machine. It went in my garage. I will say this. It sat in my dining room for months and months and months and months and months at a time. And finally, when I cleaned up my dining room, we put it in the garage. So I don't even remember what it is because I will order stuff and until I need to actually put my physical hands on it, it will sit wherever it needs to be as long as I know where it is or whatever. So we moved it to there, but I want to say it either has 2 slots or 3 slots or whatever. So I was like, I can do the gumball, maybe like some M&M's, Reese's Pieces, and maybe depending on the size, because I got to look and see what the size of the hole is, like maybe do like those little rubber bouncing balls or whatever to sell to kids. And I was like, I'll put that in my office too, because I see a lot of kids and stuff like that. So y'all, the stuff is still I found the gumball machine in my garage last weekend. I still need to assemble it. So that is supposed to be my project this weekend, is to assemble that particular gumball machine so I can see how big it is and to adjust the size of the holes, because you can adjust the size of supposedly you can adjust the size of the hole to allow like a bigger size bubble gum to come out, or smaller for like, like the Reese's Pieces, M&Ms, that kind of thing, for those to fall out. So I'm supposed to be assembling that this weekend so I can see like what all I want to put in there and order the appropriate size candy. Because that's the other thing too with that gumball machine. You want to make sure you order, depending on how you have your holes set, the holes for the machine set, you want to make sure you order the appropriate size candy so that, the hole isn't too big where they're getting like 2 pieces of candy when they were only supposed to get 1, or the candy is not even fitting through the hole because you got too big of a piece of candy or whatever. So that's why I said I need to assemble it and then figure out what type of candy or gumballs or whatever I'm going to put in there. And then once I do that, I'll probably order it either from Amazon or get it from like Sam's Club or something like that. So I want to have everything stocked up and running no later than Halloween, because it's Halloween time. The holidays are coming. Everybody wants candy around Halloween time. It's like we get the munchies and the sweet tooth and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure it's in place before Halloween rolls around. The vending machine and the gumball machine. I know the gumball. I definitely want to have the gumball machine up. excuse me, and running beforehand, because it's not going to cost as much to stock the actual gumball machine. Now, the vending machine, I already know that is going to cost me a pretty penny to stock that particular machine. And I think what I am going to do when it comes to that, stocking the vending machine, because at one point in time, I was like, well, maybe I'll only stock part of it. But I was like, that's going to look so raggedy. Like, nobody wants to see a partially stocked vending machine. It's kind of like when you go to the stores and you see the shelves, and it's like the shelves they're all messy and picked over and stuff like that. And it's like you don't even want to buy anything because it looks like you're getting the leftovers. So I don't want my machine to look like that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have as much of a variety in the big vending machine of candy, because like I said, it's a lot of rolls. I did not even realize how many rolls. I think I'm going to just be very, very select. And then it also has like little smaller slots for like gum and stuff. It's like, what the heck did I get myself into? But I think for the biggest slots, so I'm probably going to have like only 3 or 4 different types of candy bars. And instead of, how you see the vending machines and it might have like a Snickers and I don't eat a whole bunch of like candy. I don't even know what, like a Milky Way and that kind of stuff. And you have all these different candy bars. I think I'm just going to have a row of like nothing but Snickers, and then like another row of nothing but M&Ms. And that way it'll look more uniform. But instead of me having my Snickers, so it's like maybe like 8 rows across, and then the rows are like like 12 deep or whatever. So instead of me having like 96 pieces of Snickers, I'll probably have 8 rolls of Snickers, but maybe it's only going to be 4 deep. So now I only have to buy like 32 pieces of Snickers versus 96, to keep it stocked or whatever. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna have as much of a variety of the candy, and it won't be stocked as deep. And that way also it won't run out as quickly. So like say I run out of, like somebody gets it from this particular row of Snickers or whatever, that row is out. You still got 7 other rows of Snickers that you can get or whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to do to kind of help keep the costs down until I start making some money. So I still got to recoup my investment of buying the vending machine, and then I'll still have to recoup the cost of the candy, but that way I don't have to buy as much candy, because I want to say the candy comes in like a pack of 48 or whatever. It's like usually 48, like from Sam's Club or whatever, of the candy. So I think I'll just do that and stock the rows that particular way. And the same thing for the ones where you can get like the chips and stuff like that. It's like I'll just get certain chips, I don't know, plain barbecue or Cheetos, I don't know. It won't be a whole lot. And then it'll be like 2 to 3 rolls of the same kind of chips that you can get. That way I don't have to stock them so deep. So that is my plan for the big vending machine. Y'all have to, wish me luck with that. All right, let's see. Let me see what some of these comments are saying. What's up, April? Thank you for joining. Let me take a sip of water. April says, I'm the same way. I just be sitting there for years, yet I be so excited when I get it and I have all these plans. And then it's like, once you start doing stuff, it's like reality be setting in. And like, girl, you ain't even got time. This is going to cost some more money. Like, like, just slow down. Let's see. Leah, thank you for joining. So let me give a quick shout out to Leah. Hopefully she is still on, because I know some of y'all who are on and some of y'all who might be watching the replay. Leah was my notary coach. So she coached me when I first got started with the loan signings, and I want to say Leah still offers. Leah, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you still offer coaching. So if y'all are looking into doing like loan signings and stuff like that, then Leah is the one to connect to. She does have her own YouTube channel, and she has a lot of helpful information over there. So make sure, if you're not already following her, be sure to follow her. And if you're interested in getting more assistance, coaching, and stuff like that from her, check her out, because she is a very, very wonderful individual, and she's a really good coach. She's gonna tell it to you like it is. She's not gonna play around with you, and so you can get stuff done. All right. But yeah, thank you, Leah, for joining. Janine says, I would Google what's the most like candy bars. I saw a guy on YouTube eating a smooth peanut Snickers bar. Looks so good, but I haven't seen them. Yeah. So thank you, Janine. That's a good point that you make. So with my daughter selling candy, and she sells it regularly. Like she takes it to school and like sells candy or whatever. And now that she's busier with her extracurricular activities or after school activities, she doesn't sell the candy as much. But from her is where I would probably get the recommendations, because with her selling it at school, she knows the best sellers. Like even with the Skittles, like they want the blue bag, they don't want the green bag, and that's what, like, the green bag isn't moving. So she knows she's gonna be my little marketing person, and that was also the other reason why I was like, they can handle it, because they're gonna know what the kids like, the popular candies and stuff that the kids like. Like I know those them hot Cheetos, or nasty hot Cheetos and stuff are popular. So they are going to be kind of my information people to tell me what the kids are liking, what they're asking for, and that kind of thing, to help me keep the vending machine stocked. And yeah, Janine was saying smooth peanut butter, and April said sounds like a good plan. Yeah, y'all, I just got to get started on it. So like I said, I really, really want to get the gumball machine up and going. to figure out, what that one. I don't know what candy I would have in that one, or what size gumballs or whatever to have in that one, because that one is probably going to be geared towards more of the smaller kids, because I don't really see big kids or adults going and getting gumballs. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Do y'all still get gumballs out the gumball machine or whatever? I know everybody pretty much uses like the vending machines, but the gumball machines are going to be more so for the little kids. And I don't even know how. I'm hoping it's still very popular, because when I look in stores now, like I see Dollar Tree, like when I go into one of my local Dollar Trees or the $1.25 tree or whatever, they have gumball machines, but they keep every time I go in there, there's a sign that says it's out of order. And I don't know why that is. I need to ask them what's going on with the gumball machines or whatever. They're stocked with stuff, like there's stuff inside, but they have them out of order. I don't know if they don't want people using them, or the person who put them in there. I don't know. Maybe they're not doing what they're supposed to. I don't know. So, but every time I go in, they have an out of order sign. So I need to find out that. But there's only like a handful of places where I have really paid attention to see that they do have the gumball machines and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. And Janine is saying, oh, that's perfect. But yeah, so that is my new side hustle, and that way this won't take up a whole lot of my time. And also, so this is the other thing, like I said, my daughter sells candy and stuff like that. That World's Finest chocolate is also still very popular too, so I might put some of that in. And we do have, and that's another candy that my daughter sells in addition to like the Snickers and stuff like that. And we do have a connection with like the World's Finest chocolate vendor, distributor, or whatever, so that we can get it like directly from the factory, just like when the schools and organizations contact them or whatever. So we have connections with the guy, and we just tell them how many boxes we need, and he usually sells it to us. So I'm thinking also about putting that in the vending machine as well, because I know those are also, it's still a very popular candy that people like to get as well. But yeah, I just got to get started, y'all. So y'all hold me accountable for this. Like, ask me about like, how is the vending machine business? Because like I said, I want it up and going before Halloween, so everybody can be in their candy eating mood and want to get candy, and not feeling bad about eating candy, because we usually give ourselves a pass and indulge a little bit more because of the holiday season. And then, come March and stuff come January, we're talking about our New Year's resolutions, and then we trying to cut back, but it really don't officially start till it start warming up. And then we let me get serious about this thing or whatever. And people start cutting back. So I'm thinking I'll have a good solid 6 months to try and get the business up and going, if I can get everything in place by October, to give me an idea of how things are going to run and turn over, and see how often I'll have to stock the machines, because I don't want to keep having to stock them. Like the guy I bought it from, like I said, he has a whole bunch of different machines, and he says he just goes around and services his machines regularly, which is a good thing. Like, I do want the candy, because if it's selling quickly, that means the candy is selling, which means I'm making my money and stuff like that quickly, which also can cause me to put more in there. But I don't want it to be, something that's, every other day I got to stock the machine or whatever. If so, I might have to hire a little assistant, because I'm not trying to do that often. I'm hoping it's something that I only have to check in like every once a week or twice a week or something like that. Collect my little coins, and they might actually be literal coins. Collect my coins and restock the machine and keep it moving. I don't have to think about it for another 2 weeks and stuff. So I'm hoping that's going to be the flow, and that I'm able to make a few $100s from doing so. So we'll see what happens. So. All right. And April says, we will see. I want to keep me accountable. But yes, that is my new old side hustle that I'm actually going to be officially starting. Y'all let me know what you think. I know a few of y'all mentioned that y'all might want that y'all had looked into it before, or you had thought about getting into it? Does this make it seem more appealing? I don't know. Or I guess I'll give y'all some updates on how things go to see if it's something that you would want to get into. I wouldn't actually mind getting more vending machines if I knew I had a location to put them. So I don't, yeah, and that's what most people say. You got to make sure you have a location to put them in. So yeah, if it goes really well, I might start looking into getting more machines and finding locations where I can put more machines and stuff like that. So April says, I watch restocking vids usually once a week or a month. Do they restock? Awesome. Yeah, that's what I want. I want something that is I don't have to get involved too much at all. And then, like I said, hopefully I might just have my kids do it and everything, come up to the office and collect the money and restock it. And they just give me like 10-20% and they can keep the rest and put it in their account or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. But this has been Side Hustle Saturday. Y'all, I am trying to get better about doing this last part. If you have enjoyed the video, please make sure you like it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I forget to say this every time, please go ahead and subscribe. The subscribers are increasing, y'all. I am close to 3,000 subscribers. So if you know someone, tell a friend if they might be interested in this channel, or tell an enemy if you don't like them or whatever. I don't care. Tell somebody who might be interested. And so we can get the subscribers up and see how things are going. But yeah. Janine says she has a question. Go ahead, Janine. If I don't mind at all, you can ask your question about the notary and I'll try and help. Before I hop off, y'all, it was a struggle. Well, Janine's putting in her question. I'm gonna let y'all know it's a struggle. Y'all was about to see me in the my little workout gear and stuff like that. I was about to be late to this live. So I didn't do my errands today. I haven't done my errands yet. So after I hop off of this, I gotta go run and do my errands and do some other stuff, and like I said, put together the gumball machine and that kind of stuff. But I was cutting it close. I did get my clothes washed today, but yeah, it's been a mess already. But I am well rested. I definitely was not. I'm not like how I was last week because I didn't get up as early. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good today. All right. So Janine asks, do you know about permit runner with being a notary? So Janine, I'm not as familiar with the permit runner, but apparently the little bit of knowledge I have is you are pretty much taking documents to government offices for various people, individuals. Usually it's more people who need to turn in documents, I guess, for like construction stuff, and they're trying to get a permit for their construction site or whatever. I don't know, for whatever, because you need permits for different things when you're building stuff. So you would be taking the permits up there to the different government agencies, turning it in to them and, bringing it back. Because I guess they don't want to take time out to leave their work site or the job site where they are physically working to go and obtain the permit. So that is my limited knowledge on that. I don't even know how much people would charge. I know sometimes some of these documents, they need to be notarized. So you could potentially charge like your notarization fee and then also what you would consider like a courier fee or the permit runner fee or whatever. But I don't even know like the market for that. I had heard of it, and there are, I want to say, I probably looked into it around the time when I was wanting to get out of like the loan signings. And I know I saw like several videos about it. I didn't pursue it as opposed to like what I'm doing now, the apostilles and the weddings, is because if you ever been to like this is my thinking now, Janine, you make your decision for yourself. But this is my thinking. If you've been to like government buildings or stuff like that, or when it comes to getting certain things in place. Sometimes some of those government officials are not always the best to deal with, or you have to wait in line. Like, have you ever been to like the DMV? Not saying that these, but it's like you just end up waiting. And I never looked into it because I was like, well, I don't want to be going somewhere and wasting my time. I won't say wasting my time, but spending my time and waiting for something. When I could be doing something else with my time, and because I know my time is limited. So that was why I didn't get into it, because I thought maybe it would take up too much of my time. Now, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. This is me making assumptions and guesses and stuff like that based on my experiences with different government agencies. And like I said, I don't even know if I have the full understanding of the permit runner, but based off of the videos and stuff that I saw and what other people have said, that is my limited knowledge and limited view on it. But some other people may do it and they might make good money. Okay, Leslie is also a notary and she's in my area too. She says, I have done it a few times. Basically, you just go pick them up and ship them. At least that's what I did when I got assigned through a signing service. They paid $60 each. Mine were through planning and zoning and it only took a few minutes. Okay, well, that's good. See, Janine, I was like, that's based off my assumption. So I was wrong. So Leslie said it only took a few minutes to take it up there and drop it off, or pick them up and ship it and everything. Janine says, I've been seeing YouTube content on it. It looks interesting, but I'm like you. I don't want to be out here doing a lot. Thank you. You are welcome. Yeah. And I guess you just never know until you try. And I don't know, Janine, if they're doing any, you can always just ask too. If you see people in your area that are doing like new construction, like building new homes and that kind of stuff, or even new businesses and stuff, maybe they're building a new shopping center not too far from where my office is located. You might want to just stop by and just ask them, like, hey, I'm a notary. If you ever need any documents notarized, I'm happy to come out here. If you need me to take it to the actual planning and zoning committee or whatever the people are called, I can do that too. So you don't have to be away from your job site. And if you have stuff on a regular basis, we can try and negotiate a fee so that I can help service you and help you out and stuff like that. So it doesn't hurt, because like I said, there are definitely construction going on now. If it's already happened, they might already have the permits and stuff. Like I know in our neighborhood, they're pretty much finishing up the last little bit of new houses that they're doing. So I'm pretty sure they already have a lot. I don't know, but like I said, I'm not all that familiar with it, with how planning and zoning and all that kind of stuff works. But I'm sure they got most of those permits pulled, but you can always ask and see things happen at the last minute. And the new home builds, y'all, they are building, even though interest rates are high. Like some people, I don't get why some people say like the loan signing business has slowed down, because I don't really see the construction thing slowing down at all. People are still buying these houses. They not necessarily refinancing, but somebody is buying and selling these houses. So yeah. And I'm still getting, like I said, I'm still getting notifications about these things. And y'all, don't tell nobody, but I still haven't updated my stuff on these signing platforms. I haven't. And I'm still getting notifications, and I'm still getting jobs and all that kind of stuff. And thank you, Leslie. Someone had reached out to me, but I didn't do it. Or they didn't like my fee, one of the two. But thank you. They did. That person you recommended to me, they did reach out to me. But yeah, I didn't do it. For what they were offering, I literally did another job that was in my neighborhood for the same price. And I was like, this job is going to take me at least 2 hours. And this other job is only going to take me 20 minutes. Unless you're paying this fee, I'm not doing it. I didn't say it like that. Y'all know I don't say it like that. I'm always gracious and nice when I communicate to the people. Let's see. Let me look at these last few little comments before I jump off. Hold on. I got a little bit behind. Okay. Oh, Janine was telling Leslie, thank you. And Leslie is saying the ones I had only wanted a scan of the front page and the picture of the construction survey sheet and then just drop at FedEx. That's not bad at all though. Seriously, depending on where the construction site is located. Like as long as I'm not having to travel too far to get to the construction site, that's actually not bad. And you said you got it through a signing service, Leslie. Leslie, what signing service, if you remember, did it come through? That might be helpful too. And Janine says, that's a great idea. I've seen some people say that too. I haven't even gotten the notary. Janine, been procrastinate on that too. Janine, you need to, you asking these questions, but you haven't even gotten the notary. Go ahead and get the notary. Go ahead and get the notary. The reason why I say that is because you're going to want to at least start so where you start is not necessarily going to be where you end up or whatever. So you want to at least be able to start doing some things, and you can't really take any steps because you haven't taken that first step in getting the notary. So you can't even take the steps of signing up on the platforms to even see what kind of jobs are coming through because you don't have your notary commission. And like depending on if you want to do loan signings, you don't have the NNA certification. But I think Janine, you were saying, no, that wasn't you. That was someone else. But yeah, go ahead and get it. Janine, what state are you in? And like I said, because there's people to help. And then Leslie was saying I need to update my NNA. Yeah, no problem. I always recommend it's on them if they're going to pay. Yeah, and also I had like a time conflict too, so I told them that as well. But yeah, a 30-minute, like this is to Leslie, that because it was 30 minutes away, and I'm like 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. It's gonna take at least 45 minutes for me to do it. Ain't no way, ain't no way I'm doing it when I can just go down the street and do this other thing that was on my schedule. And Leslie is also saying you don't have to go to the construction site. You just go to the planning and zoning office on Marvin Griffin Road. It's right by my job. Oh, okay. Leslie, you need to make some connections then, since it's right there. Oh, Janine, you're in Florida, and that means you can also do weddings. Janine, you need to jump on this. Because like even if you just did the weddings, and you're in Florida, which is like a destination place. I don't even know where you are in Florida, but where people want to come and get married or are vacationing and stuff. Girl, you need to jump on this. All right. And then Leslie is also saying, I think I got it from Signing Order. And Jenny is saying, I know, I was just wondering, had you had any experience with it? I'm sorry, Jenny. I hope I'm not fussing at you. Yes, weddings. As a notary in Florida, you can do weddings. Like for me, with me having my notary commission in South Carolina, I can do weddings. I don't have to get any other special, like become a minister or anything like that. My notary allows me to marry people. So yeah, jump on it. And then I'm saying, trying to say your name too fast. Leslie is also saying, and Ron. Yeah. And April saying, get that wedding money, girl. Yes, girl. And also the apostilles, because y'all, you are also in Florida where I won't say it's a big immigration population or whatever, but population of immigrants and stuff like that. The weddings, the apostille, the high dollar stuff, and you talking about being a permit runner. Not knocking it. Like Leslie said, she got $60, but for a wedding, that's easily like I'm about to do a wedding this week, and it's gonna be a very simple, less than 10 people, and I'm gonna be making over $300. So, and like I said, it's only gonna take me. I'm gonna factor on being there for 30 minutes. I'm planning on being there for at least 30 minutes. It's actually not going to take that, but because they invited people, I need to allow time for if someone's running late, that kind of thing. But yes. Jump on it. Now I will say too, with with me having my notary commission in South Carolina that allows me to do weddings, I have wedding packages. I want to make that clear, especially since this is being videoed and broadcast, because I'm not just doing a notarization. I'm offering services. I'm offering specialty services to my particular clients that are outside of my notarial duties, which is why I can charge more than that typical notary fee. For anyone who decides to watch the video later or jump in my inbox and ask me, how can you do this when you can only charge X amount per stamp? This is for you. I ain't gonna say mind your business, but there are ways you can do it. But you do have to be mindful and you do have to be careful, because if you're only doing like a notarization or something like that, or you have to abide by your notary laws. I am within my laws and I know the services that I offer, and I know how to make money by offering other services. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's going on almost an hour and I don't want it to be long. Let me just read this. Janine says, wow, interesting. Leslie says, Florida allows Ron. Yeah, you can sit at home and make money. And Janine says that electronic permit runner. I won't say it might be the permit runner because I think they want you to actually go and drop these documents off. The Ron is where you're notarizing online. Like they're meeting with you via video and you're able to use like a digital stamp and sign. We cannot do it in South Carolina or Georgia. And then, yeah, Leslie is saying no remote online. No, you can notarize things online from the comfort of your home. Yeah. You don't even have to leave the house, girl, and get it. All right, but thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for supporting me. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend and join me on Tuesdays. Tuesday is Tipsy Tuesday at 10 p.m. I'm going to share some tips. You're going to bring your drink, whatever your drink is of choice, as I share some tips, and we're just going to have a good time on Tuesdays, but that's Tuesdays at 10 p.m. So it's the late night hour. But that's all. Y'all take care. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, guys.